Describe a piece of technology that you feel difficult to use. You should say, when you got it, what you got it for, how often you use it, and explain how you feel about it. I would like to talk about a smartwatch that I purchased around 2 years ago. I decided to buy it after seeing many people around me using smart devices to monitor their health and manage their daily routines more effectively. At that time, I was particularly interested in improving my lifestyle, so I thought a smartwatch would be a practical and motivating tool. I mainly got it to track my physical activities, such as counting my steps, measuring my heart rate, and monitoring my sleep patterns. In addition, I expected it to help me manage notifications, set reminders, and even respond to messages more conveniently without constantly checking my phone. In terms of usage, I wear it almost every day, especially when I go out or exercise. However, to be honest, I only use its basic functions. Whenever I try to explore more advanced features, such as customizing workout modes or analyzing detailed health data, I quickly feel confused and overwhelmed. The interface contains too many icons, menus, and settings, which makes it difficult for me to navigate smoothly. As a result, I often feel frustrated when the watch suddenly updates its software or fails to sync properly with my smartphone. Sometimes I even have to search for online tutorials just to solve simple problems. Although I admit that the technology behind it is impressive, I personally find it far from user-friendly. Overall, my feelings about this device are quite mixed. On the one hand, it is helpful for basic health tracking and time management. On the other hand, its complexity prevents me from fully enjoying its benefits. If the design were simpler and more intuitive, I believe it would be much more accessible for ordinary users like me. Vocabulary: a practical and motivating tool. Monitor sleep patterns, manage notifications, respond to messages conveniently, wear it almost every day. Advanced features: feel confused and overwhelmed, navigate smoothly. Far from user-friendly. 1. Do you find it difficult to use the latest technology? Yes, I do find the latest technology quite challenging to use at times. Although modern devices are designed to be smart, they often come with too many features and frequent software updates, which can be confusing. For people like me, who mainly use technology for basic purposes, learning how to operate advanced functions requires extra time and effort. As a result, instead of making life easier, technology can sometimes become a source of stress. 2. How will older people use technology? Older people can still use technology effectively, but they often need more support and simpler designs. Many seniors are not familiar with digital devices, so they may struggle at first. However, with clear instructions, user-friendly interfaces, and help from younger family members, they can gradually adapt. In fact, technology can be extremely beneficial for older people, especially for online communication, entertainment, and health monitoring. 3. What can be done to make technology easier for everyone to use? In my opinion, technology companies should focus more on simplicity rather than complexity. Devices should have clear menus, larger icons, and easy-to-understand instructions. In addition, providing tutorials or customer support services can help users feel more confident. If technology is designed with different age groups in mind, it will become more inclusive and accessible. 4. Do you think people depend too much on technology nowadays? Yes, I strongly believe that people are becoming overly dependent on technology. Many daily activities, such as communication, shopping, and even studying, rely heavily on digital devices. While technology saves time and increases convenience, excessive dependence can reduce social interaction and weaken problem-solving skills. Therefore, I think it's important to maintain a healthy balance between using technology and living a real-life experience. 5. Will technology completely replace human skills in the future? I don't think technology will completely replace human skills. although it will continue to play a major role. Machines and artificial intelligence can perform tasks efficiently, but creativity, emotional intelligence, and critical thinking are still uniquely human abilities. Instead of replacing people, technology should be seen as a tool that supports and enhances human performance. Describe a movie you watched recently that you felt disappointed about. You should say what it is, when you read it, why you think it is useful, and explain how you felt about it. I'd like to talk about a movie I watched recently that left me feeling quite disappointed. The film was a science fiction movie that I watched about 2 months ago on a popular streaming platform. I decided to watch it mainly because it was heavily advertised and had a very impressive trailer, which made it look exciting and full of action. However, after watching the movie, I realized that it didn't meet my expectations at all. One of the main reasons I didn't like it was the weak storyline. The plot was predictable, and there were many illogical details that didn't make sense, especially for a science fiction film. In addition, the characters were poorly developed, so I found it difficult to connect emotionally with them. I felt particularly disappointed because the movie featured several well-known actors, and I expected their performances to be much stronger. Unfortunately, even their acting couldn't save the film, as the script itself was not engaging enough. By the end of the movie, I felt that I had wasted my time, and it didn't leave a lasting impression on me. Overall, this experience taught me not to rely too much on trailers or advertisements when choosing a movie. Vocabulary left me feeling disappointed. Streaming platform, heavily advertised, meet my expectations, predictable plot, poorly developed characters,
lasting impression,
well-known actors. 1. Do you believe movie reviews? I believe movie reviews to a certain extent, especially when they come from professional critics or reliable websites. Reviews help me understand the general quality of a movie, such as the storyline, acting, and visual effects. However, I don't rely on them completely because people have different tastes. Sometimes a movie that receives negative reviews can still be entertaining for me, depending on my mood or personal interests. 2. What are the different types of films in your country? In my country, there are many different types of films, ranging from romantic movies and comedies to action, horror, and historical films. Recently, films that focus on real-life stories and social issues have become increasingly popular because they reflect modern society. In addition, family-friendly films are often released during holidays, as they attract viewers of all ages. 3. Are historical films popular in your country?
Why?
Yes, historical films are quite popular, especially among older audiences and students. These films help viewers understand important historical events and national heroes in a more engaging way than textbooks. Moreover, many historical films are shown in schools or on national holidays, which increases their popularity and educational value. 4. Do you think films with famous actors or actresses are more likely to become successful films? I believe films with famous actors have a higher chance of attracting attention at the beginning. Well-known actors often bring a large fan base, which helps boost ticket sales. However, long-term success still depends on factors such as a strong script, good directing, and meaningful content. Without these elements, even a film with celebrities may fail. 4. Do you think films with famous actors or actresses are more likely to become successful films? I believe films with famous actors have a higher chance of attracting attention at the beginning. Well-known actors often bring a large fan base, which helps boost ticket sales. However, long-term success still depends on factors such as a strong script, good directing, and meaningful content. Without these elements, even a film with celebrities may fail. 6. Should the director pay a lot of money to famous actors? In my opinion, paying famous actors a high salary is reasonable if they play a key role in the film's success. Experienced actors can deliver strong performances and attract audiences. However, directors should balance the budget carefully and not spend too much on celebrities, as other aspects like the script, filming, and special effects are equally important.